The story of the mismatched socks. In Lakeside High, where cliches were as common as homework, Jamie, a reserved bookworm, and Chris, a star athlete, were an unlikely pair, like mismatched socks. Their friendship began over a shared love for comic books discovered accidentally in the library. Their classmates were baffled. Why would a jock and a nerd hang out? They whispered. But Jamie and Chris didn't care. They found joy in their differences, learning from each other. Jamie introduced Chris to the world of literature, while Chris encouraged Jamie to step out of his comfort zone. As the friendship circle expanded, they welcomed others who felt out of place. The aspiring artist, the computer geek, the drama queen. Each new member added their own unique thread to the fabric of their friendship. The climax came during the school's talent show. The group decided to put on a performance, a mix of sports, drama, and tech wizardry. The preparation was chaotic and filled with hilarious mishaps, from failed backflips to malfunctioning stage lights. On the big day, amidst the laughter and chaos, they realized it wasn't about putting on the perfect show. It was about the fun and unity that they shared. Their performance, though imperfect, was a hit because it was genuine and showcased their bond. The story of the mismatched socks became a legend in Lakeside High. They showed that friendships didn't have to fit a mold. They thrive on differences and grow stronger through shared experiences, laughter, and understanding. What's the moral of this story? True friendship isn't about being similar, it's about respecting differences and finding joy in the unique tapestry created together. Did you enjoy the story? Now, let's dive deeper into the relationship between two friends or more than two friends to understand what is this relationship all about? Which areas of your life does it impact? And how you can grow in this relationship and as a result grow in your life. Okay? So the first and foremost is which chakra is correlating to this particular relationship. So the chakra that correlates to this relationship is the Swadhishthana chakra. It's also called the sacral chakra, and just like the relationship between a servant leader, it has a positive and a negative emotion attached to it. So the negative emotion here are the emotion of lust and attachment. And when I say attachment, I don't mean a healthy attachment. Obviously, you can convert the attachment and transform the attachment to become a positive attachment. But in this context, I'm talking about an unhealthy attachment. Okay, what is the meaning of this negative emotion that I spoke about, lust or attachment? And so basically, lust or attachment is an intense desire. Okay, this can lead to some kind of a dependency, and if you don't keep it in check, these desires can lead to unhealthy attachments. And these unhealthy attachments can hinder genuine connections. So balancing these feelings can improve your social interactions, and it will contribute to developing a positive culture. Now, what are the positive emotions? The positive emotions, any guesses? They are, that is, it's not are, it's is, creativity. Okay, creativity is the ability to think of new and original ideas. It can lead to better problem solving, and it can also develop innovative thinking in a person, and overall it enhances the creative flow. Okay, so this is the positive emotion. Now let's look at the nature of this relationship. What are the different elements that make up the fabric of friendships? First is creativity. If you are not engaging in some sort of a creative activity with your friend, that relationship is going to feel unfulfilling. Okay, it doesn't have to be a very heavy creative activity. It can be just playing some games, having fun. It can be anything, but it has to have an element of creativity. Second, socializing. So the nature of this relationship is built upon the foundation of socializing. Thirdly, friendships, which is already very clear that in this particular relationship you can have one or more friends. There can be a few friends who you are very close to, a few friends that you have certain distance from, but all of them are going to be your friends. Now, there is also one very important element in this particular relationship, which is as we keep going on top of this pyramid of 7 relationships, the bottom relationships become inclusive. Okay, what I mean by that is a servant leader does not necessarily have to be a friend, but a friend always have to serve and lead. Okay, it will continue for all the other relationships as well, because you see, the emotion, the energy is flowing upwards, so the bottom one is already captured within that movement. Now the next one is, what is the role that this relationship plays in our life? So this relationship helps us develop a sense of belongingness. We feel like we can open up. There's a possibility we don't have a partner, we are not that open with our parents, but we want to talk about certain things. We want to experience certain emotions. That is very much possible in the relationship of friends. Next is a social well-being element. According to studies at Harvard, the correlation of a person's happiness to their social connections or their social life is 0.7. 0.7 is a huge correlation number. So you can go and study more about it. There are a few courses by Harvard University on the topic of happiness, and in those courses, the number one differentiator, the number one element that helps us understand how happy we are in life is our social connections and social interactions. Third one is positive emotions. In life, there are so many times that we feel low, we feel burdened by negative emotions. There might be some tragedies, and that is the nature of life overall. But within friendships, we can develop a sense of positivity. Our friends understand us, empathize with us, because they're at kind of a similar level. So they help us overcome these negative emotions. Now let's see what are some growth actions that we can take in order to transition from the negative emotion into the positive emotion. Okay, so the first action is social networking. Now within social networking, there are many more actions that you can take. First, attend regular meetups. So we in our community are going to be conducting a lot of meetups from all kinds of areas of life. Maybe we are going to have some pottery meetups, maybe some improv meetups, maybe poetry meetups, maybe trekking. It can be anything, but just attend meetups. Second is call 2 friends every week to check upon them without any agenda. Just call them and talk to them and ask them how is their life going. Okay, the next one is invite or visit your friend's place. Depending on your schedule, depending on your priorities, you can start with maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. But no matter what, visit at least one friend every month minimum, or invite a friend to your place every month. Okay? And then finally, talk to one stranger every week. It can be anyone. You can be walking on the street. Just strike up a conversation and tell them genuinely and honestly that you want to develop social skills, you want to have more friends in your life, and you really deeply admire friendships. Don't have an agenda, just talk to them. Try to be interested in their story, listen, and as a result, you never know what kind of beautiful friends you might end up with in life. Okay, next, work on creative projects together. Collaborate with your friends on creative projects. So what are the different actions within that? One, as I just mentioned, collaborate on passion projects. Maybe something that you wanted to do, but because of your current situation, you're working a job and you're not able to work on this particular project that you always wanted to work on. Ask your friends to support you and together try to work on these projects. They don't necessarily have to be work related projects. It can also be just a small art and craft project that you're building together. It can be for NGO. You can serve together. Okay. So the next one is innovate new ideas with your friends. Brainstorm with them. These ideas, again, don't necessarily have to be ideas within the context of work. These ideas can be to uplift society overall. It can be volunteering ideas. It can be ideas that make an impact in the world. But try to work on some innovative ideas and do it with your friends. And very important, whenever we work on any kind of projects, maybe with our friends or maybe in our work, we forget to celebrate. We always keep postponing celebration. It's very, very detrimental to our growth and happiness. If we are able to celebrate our victories and our wins, it sends a positive reinforcement back to our minds. It sends a signal that says that I did something that was good, so now I need to do more of it. But if we keep grinding and working hard and stressing ourselves and being tensed all the time, and it's just going to lead to burnout. Do you want to be burned out? I don't think anyone wants to be burnt out. Okay, so celebrate your small wins. You also see that these relationships that I'm talking about, you need to have these relationships with yourself. You have a mind, you have the ego, you have the self. All of these have their own desires that keep, pulling you in different directions. But if you learn how to develop good friendships, then you can make your mind your friend. You can lead your mind and it will serve you. It will be your best friend and your best servant. Okay. The fourth one is workplace buddies. For some people who don't get the time to develop friendships outside of work, find someone in your workplace. Maybe you can start this practice where you can eat lunch with one of your work buddies. You can change your lunch partners or work buddies every single day. Through this, you'll start to understand what areas are they making impact within your workplace. What is their life like? You can build more empathy and understanding. Okay, now let's see what is the next action that we can take in order to grow in this particular relationship. Conflict resolution, very, very important. Now for conflict resolution, one is you can attend our emotional quotient workshops, maybe on the topic of leadership, maybe on the topic of friendship, but you can attend our workshops in which, in a very fun filled way, we will have a lot of games and activities which are designed to help you develop emotional quotient and as a result of that, empathize with the other person and be able to resolve conflicts in your life. The next one is forgiveness. There might be times that your friend maybe hurt you. You need to learn the art of forgiveness. And it's not for them, it's for your own self. Because if I tell you to hold a glass of water, it's very easy, right? You can just hold on to that glass of water. It's kind of pretty easy. But if I tell you to hold on to that glass of water for 1 hour, is it going to increase in weight and difficulty? If I tell you to hold that glass of water for one entire week, how difficult is that going to be for you? Is that glass of water going to be heavy? But if you let go, you're relieved. So sometimes, holding on to that glass of water or closing your fist too tight makes all the sand slip away. So don't hold on to these negative emotions. Just forgive and understand that they're human. See, if something has really hurt you, you can create a boundary and ensure that they don't have the power to hurt you in that particular area anymore. But that does not mean that you hold on to that negativity. It's not necessary that you are talking to them and conversating with them and are at the same level with them again. You have that intelligence and awareness that, okay, this person did this action which hurt me, so I need to protect myself and the friendship also. Obviously, you can't go back to the same level of openness that you were. But just like the Japanese concept where if a vase was breaks, they fill it with gold and they rebuild it. And it is very unique and beautiful in its own way because of this, right? So similarly, in all relationships, you can practice the same. Okay, the next one is explore fun and hobbies. Explore fun activities and hobbies together with your friends. Let's look at what are these exactly. So you can go and experience nature together with your friends. You can go on to some kind of a trek. You can go to experience you can travel together basically. Okay, then you can enroll in some creative classes. Very soon we will be having a lot of creative workshops and classes that we will be conducting. You can participate in that with your friends, also maybe with your partner, spouse, etc. And then you can learn self-expression through these classes. Okay, some examples can be music, poetry, arts and crafts, dance, improv, comedy. There's so many n number of things that you can explore. The next one is play games or sports with your friends. Very, very, very important. Most of the people, they have lost touch with their inner child. They have stopped having fun. And as a result, they become so serious. If you see their faces, it's like so filled with frown and like, why? Have that element of fun and joy. You have just one life. Make the most of it. Experience these moments of joy. And as a result of playing these games and sports, you learn healthy competitive spirit. You learn teamwork. Okay, you bond better. You understand their strengths and weaknesses and how to collaborate in such a way that you can fill the gaps for them and they can do the same for you. The next one is gym buddies. Okay, you can maybe work out with your friends. You can join a gym together. You can join some kind of a martial arts class if you're interested in that. There's so many different activities that can help you become healthier, and you can find your friends uh, holding you accountable in that. You see, going to the gym alone is sometimes difficult. But if you know you're going to meet your friend and you're going to spend some time with your friend there, it becomes easier. So find a friend, a gym buddy, and go out working with them. And then finally, supportive community. Okay, within a supportive community, you can foster and nurture your friendships. Let's see how we can do that. So, first, we can hold each other accountable. You can share with your friend openly that these are the goals you have set out to achieve, and the friend can do the same. And both of you together can hold each other accountable where you achieve your goals together. Okay. Second is vulnerability. See, we all need to have a person in our life where we can be vulnerable. There are some areas of our life that we might not feel comfortable in sharing with our parents or our lover partner. Maybe we can share it with them, it's not such a big deal, but someone who feels at the same level, where we feel that ease and not so much of pressure that if we share this with them, it might impact our relationship at a very deep level. You can just share openly. So that is a friend. And then finally, story sharing. Okay. You might have like some random stories in your life. So even if your friend is repeating a story, I have a suggestion for you. Every time you hear a story from your friend, hear it as if it was the first time that they're saying it to you. Okay? There's a possibility that they might have shared that story with you many times before. It's completely okay. Just listen to it with full enthusiasm and energy and acceptance, because as a friend, it's the energy that this person is trying to share through that story, the emotions that they're trying to convey, that matters more than the content of the story. Try to absorb that and observe them. Observe that. Okay? And as a result, I am very, very sure that you will be able to overcome any kind of uh, loneliness. I don't want to use such big words, but that is the word here. Sometimes you feel like you're all alone, even though you are in a big environment of like filled with people. But if you have these friends with you, you feel that sense of security and safety and belongingness, and you can experience that joy, have that fun, laughter, okay, and develop these shared experiences together. Now, I will share some fun games, a list of fun games in the description that you can download. You can take a printout of these games and you can start playing them with your friends. Along with that, I will also share a link of Trustpilot as well as Google reviews. So I have a request here. If you are finding these videos, this course helpful, then if you go and leave a review on these platforms, it is going to invite other people onto this community. And as a result, you will be able to interact with more people and the community will expand and you will find better friends. And by better, I don't mean your existing friends are bad. I mean, you can find more friends. Okay, so go on, and if you are finding value on this, start a conversation on the community feed. Share your experiences, be open, be vulnerable, and if you're looking for an accountability partner or a friend, put that in the feed. Someone or the other will be more than happy and willing to connect with you and help you in your journey of life. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep finding flow.